while the machine's running, I want to top off our sump there. I've noticed that we've had a little bit of evaporation loss, and whenever the high pressure pump kicks on, it's sucking that down quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and check it first. We got a dropper here. We're just going to reach into the sump, grab a little bit of this, and then come over here to our digital refractometer. All you need is just a few drops. Drop that in there and hit go. Let's see where our bricks level is. And that's looking pretty good. So it's saying a 7.6 currently is our bricks level, which is right in line where I try to keep it. I usually try to shoot for somewhere between 7 and 8 or somewhere in that range there, and it's going to work really good. We do run the Master Fluid Solutions Trim Microsol 685 XT. That is what they recommended for my machines as sort of an all-purpose coolant for all of my machines, and I've had no issues with it. I think it works great. So I'm gonna go, I've already got my valve turned on. We're gonna turn the hose on here, going through our mixing unit, and I'm just gonna simply top off the sump here. I'll give you another peek at our mixing unit. We use the Hydro Blend, and I have it set down pretty low, approximately 2 on this adjuster valve right here. This works really slick. So it siphons the coolant up from the pail here, and it brings in city supplied tap water, goes through 2 check valves for redundancy, and comes around here, mixes it, it sends it up to my Real Craft hose reel, which you can pull out to any machine. That's a 50-foot hose there, so you can pull it to any machine that you want. But I really, really love this system. It beats having to pour some in a bucket, mix it, dump it in there. It's nice having the hose that you can literally just pull out and you bring it over to your machine and fill it up or top it off. All right, I'm jumping ahead here just a bit, but I was really excited to share this. I just did my first test run on the bottom op 2, and everything worked out perfect. I mean, exactly the way we designed it. So let me give you a peek of that. Really, really happy with the surface finish on the bottom of it. We're using our Ingersoll 2-inch illuminator to machine the bottom. And then we got an end mill, we're milling the 4 pockets, and then a chamfer mill to chamfer all the outside and the inside pockets there as well. And just turned out fantastic. So this is looking pretty good. I'm going to give you guys a rundown in Fusion to see what the tool paths are going to look like. And I'm getting a phone call. I went ahead and I'm working through what I've already machined, just doing the bottom. I'm going to show you how I'm cleaning these guys too. So we're using our floor-free degreaser here. This will help get all the coolant off of them. Just blow them a little bit. I'm just using our chips here. Air dry them. Just as simple as that. All right, and then when we get these, here, I'll just go ahead and finish these 2 here. Get the coolant off of them. This stuff dries really fast, and it's really effective on getting the oils off of the workpiece. All right, so let's grab one of our pig microfiber cloths and just give it a wipe. It just kind of buffs it off. Nice and clean. And then stack them in place right here. And we'll touch these guys up with a fresh cloth before we bag them up, you know. But that pretty much gets them clean for now. One more to go here. All right, I think that's good for now. I want to go ahead and get one of these guys, get our little rubber feet on there next and see how it's going to look with that. But we're pretty well finished. So I'm running 4 more on the top, just the production start of it, so that I can get 4 more over into the right side vise. And then from there, we're going to switch over to a full production. But I think I still need to show you guys the bottom. I haven't got that far yet. I've just been out here busy with it. So we'll go over the machining for the bottom of it, show you that. And then the last phase is going to be doing 4 and 4 to where every time we open the door, we have 4 completed parts. Let's give you a rundown for our operation 2, which is going to be the right side vise. We've got it activated. We'll go ahead and simulate. Bring in here a little tighter. All right, now keep in mind what you'll see here in the simulation is only these 2 parts being cut right here. It's not going to jump over here to G59 and show that, but it will copy and go over that, okay? All right, very first tool is going to be a 2-inch face mill. This is the one called the Illuminator, and I use this on our drilling dexes, and I love it. It's my favorite face mill to run, and it works awesome in aluminum. That's what it's specifically designed for, is for aluminum. You can rough and finish with it, which is what we're going to be doing here. We're going to make a roughing pass, and we're going to come back with a little slower feed rate and try to improve the finish on it. So let's go ahead and play it, and I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. We're doing a basic facing pattern, keeping it the same direction of the cut. So that was the rough pass. This is the finished pass. The green is the finished stock there. And then once it's finished that, it's going to jump over there and do that side. And then this right here, we're jumping through there. This is a 1/4-inch end mill. Same one I use in the drilling decks. It's going to machine these 4 pockets for the 4 rubber feet that's going to stick on there. And then next up will be our chamfer. It's pretty simple. All right, same chamfer mill as Op 1, 1/2-inch diameter, 3-flute helical chamfer mill. And it's just going to chamfer the outside, and then it's going to jump in here, and we've got it chamfering these pockets here as well. It's just an edge break. It'll do that times 4. And it is working perfect right out of the gate. Just as we programmed it here in Fusion, it's doing a beautiful job. We got the perfect amount of clearances where nothing's going to hit our soft jaws. The chamfer mill will not come down here and hit the bottom of this pocket. Just working out great. I'm really happy with the way that this program is running. And that's it. So it's going to do that times 4, and 4 places there on the vise. And as I said before, the goal is to, once we get the full production running, when we open the door to swap out parts, we're going to have 4 completed parts. We're going to take these, flip them upside down into this vise, load 4 more pieces of stock in the left-hand vise, close the door, hit cycle start, and just keep on running. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll put the camera in the machine so you guys can see the machining of the bottom for Op 2. That's the roughing pass. And we'll come back with a slightly slower feed there to kind of leave a little better finish. Take a 15th thou off. I absolutely love that face mill. I think it works so well. It's my favorite one to use when I get a chance to run it. You see a big splash here when this tool comes out. Now we're going in with our 1/4-inch end mill, 3 fluid end mill. He's going to machine the 4 pockets with the little rubber feet. So this is the same exact tool path that I use for our drill indexes, the same feet. I love that about Fusion. You can copy and paste tool paths that you've already created from other programs. And all we did was just copy and paste, change the geometry to the places that I wanted to cut. And it's using the same feed and speed and everything, same depth. Everything stays the same except for the location. Got a little bit of a chip buildup on that cutter, but whenever you change the tool, it blows it off there. Like that. All right, last op. It's our chamfer mill, 1/2 inch diameter, 3 flute chamfer mill. It'll chamfer the outside edge and then hit the 4 pockets. That is it. That is complete. That takes us 4 minutes to complete the bottom operation there. We gotta love the repeatability of the Milltronics. Looking good. All right, I took those 4 out and I'm gonna put 4 in that we've completed the top on. And I machined these soft jaws specifically like this so that it would self-center the part. On the Op 2, I didn't want to have to push them into a stop. So because we have the radiuses in the corner, it'll align naturally to that same shape and self-center. Tightens up this side first, and then it'll tighten up the back side, just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna make a change on my end now, and I'm gonna get this proven before I bring you guys back, but I'm gonna be setting up the full production mode now, where we will machine Op 1 and Op 2 in the same cycle. And the only difference that we're gonna see now, and this is a trick that Kevin showed me, is we were able to get Fusion to post the code out so that it eliminate one of the tool changes if necessary. In our case, the chamfering tool. So the chamfering tool, we use the same one for this side and this side. So whenever it finishes machining the pocket over here, it's gonna go ahead and jump over to this operation and get this done. And then whenever it's needed for the chamfer tool, it's gonna come back to this side, cut the chamfers, it's going to cut the chamfers over here, and then the last operation that the program will do will be the engraving over here, and then that'll be it. So once I get that running good, I know that we got a good program. I'll show you guys how it works out. All right, we just had our first successful production run for both Op 1 and Op 2 in the same cycle. And you can see here we've got our engraving and then the final cutter, which takes the burrs off of there. Everything worked out great. No problems, no issues. Everything is just set right where it needs to be. It is doing a beautiful job. So I'm gonna keep running these guys. You see I've still got a couple stacks of them right here that I wanna run. And a few of these are gonna be for me. I wanna make some of these guys for myself to actually give away to some other friends. So I got a few of them reserved for me. But we will have a nice stack of these that are going to be going to the Master Fluid Solutions booth up at IMTS, which is where I will be giving these guys out. So really excited to see this coming together well. I'm going to swap these parts out and keep them running. So in our production here, we just finished using our 3/4 inch mill. It's changing it to our tool number 3, which is our 2-inch face mill. So now it's jumping from operation 1 over here to operation 2. I just find it to be really interesting. It's all new to me, learning this stuff. So it'll finish facing the bottom on op 2. It's going to machine the 4 pockets and all 4 pieces, and then it'll grab the chamfer mill and go back and do all the chamfers on all 8 work pieces there. So while that's cutting, I thought I'd show you. I just went ahead and put our rubber feet on one of them right here. It's just like it's supposed to. And it's these guys right here. This is what I get. These are made by 3M. 3N bump on is what it says on there. And we get these from McMaster Car. They work really great. They have a lot of stiction, if you will. They hold very well to pretty much any surface you put it on. So it's working on the counter bores. It'll get through this here momentarily. And then it'll grab tool 24, which is going to be our chamfer mill. Just trying to capture a little bit of this on video while it's running its production here. Tool's going to drop down. Tool 24, that's going to be our chamfer. And back to G54. So it'll handle both of the chamfers. Really cool. So do all the chamfering here and then shoot back over here to the right side vise and finish out the chamfers over there. Now in my case, it's only saving 1 tool change by doing it this way, but that does save the time on tool change. Not a big deal for the amount of parts I'm running. I'm making 50 of these for the show. I've got an additional 10 that I wanted to have here so I can make with some other logos or whatever on there. And if you're running a high production, if you're doing hundreds or even thousands of parts, well, that's where this really comes into play. So every time you save yourself 1 tool change, you're going to save yourself a lot of seconds that all stack up every time that it was supposed to do a tool change. So this is just more stuff that I'm learning and picking up on when it comes to modern manufacturing, and I absolutely love it. Last part to be chamfered now. Tool 21 is going to drop down. That's our engraving tool. So now we're going to come back to the left side vise, do our engraving. Then the engraving is the longest cycle, the longest tool path, if you will, during the whole cycle. And then once it's finished with the engraving, we'll grab that bullnose end mill and deck off the burrs like I've already shown you. So I know that earlier in the video I talked about pulling out that speeder unit to set up and use for the engraving, and I've just been carrying on with the production here, wanting to get these guys done, and I've got a lot of stuff to do, so I want to get this project finished because I have another one just like it right behind it, and I've got other jobs that has come in the door that I need to work on. So I don't want to really take the time right now to work on that speeder unit. And I think what I want to do is, once I'm finished with this production, I want to take a little time and get that thing set up, practice with it, make sure I understand how to use it properly, and then do some tests on the speeder unit and share that with you guys on maybe a separate video. But my hopes is that once I get that set up and running, when I do engraving like this right here, it's going to cut that cycle time hopefully in half or even more than that. I think it's speeder unit from Ingersoll, and they help me kind of calculate everything that we need to know. And based on the bar pressure that we have on our high pressure pump, they're estimating that we're going to get about 20,000 RPM out of that speeder unit. But they do have the capacity, if you have the pump size, to take it up to 40,000 RPM, which is going to just cut down on that cycle time when you're doing engraving and very fine detail work. You use it for, if you've got those really, really tiny holes that you're drilling, it's a perfect tool for stuff like that. So I am looking forward to getting it out, but I think I'm going to wait and not pull it out on this project. We're going to pull it out pretty soon, and I'll show you guys how it works once we get it out. But I'm just going to finish this job for now. These two here, this is 49 and 50. We're making 50 of these. These two back here are actually the ones that I messed up with the other cutter. I just put them in there to fill that space and go ahead and fill out this final ending program here. $49 and $50. Go ahead and get these guys out too. Now, one of the problems I've been having with this vise is that it's most of the time it's making me take this front jaw all the way forward before it lets that one go back. Now I think I saw it, yeah, it did loosen it up, and I think it's just because it's been sitting around. I haven't used it, it gotten a little stiff, so I just think we need to keep using it, working it, and it'll work itself loose. So yeah, these are the two damaged ones here, or the wrong, tool path that was cut in there. But I don't know, stuff that we can keep around here anyway, It was just good to go ahead and fill that jaw and just go ahead and cut them with the program. $49. And 50. And then two rejects here. Even though they're rejects, they still look pretty cool with that 1/2 inch slot milled all the way all the way through there. Maybe this one, maybe these two will be mine and Abby's to use around here. They definitely got some, you know, sharp edges on them. Still cool nonetheless. The last step for our coasters is going to be to put the rubber feet on. I thought I would show you a couple of those. So these are what we buy from McMaster Car. They're made by 3M. And pretty simple. You just take this guy and pinch it like that. Pull it off. I usually just kind of drop it in place, slide it where it needs to be, and then tap it to kind of lock it in. That's why I put the little counterbores on there, because I actually sized those to fit this diameter right here, and they fit in there perfect. Keeps them from trying to get pushed off. And then once you have them just kind of set there where they're not going to come off, then we'll flip the parts over and just kind of apply some downward pressure like that. And there you have it. There's the rubber feet. And I'll show you how effective these are too. Let me get another one of these guys done. And I want to put them on a couple of surfaces, like the desk and the granite plate, just to kind of show you how sticky these guys are. Just like that. And then we'll have to give them one final polish. That's the one downfall of just bare aluminum. It looks really pretty once it's polished up, but as soon as you touch them, the oil on your fingertips just get on them, and they get fingerprints on them. But these would actually look really good. I think they will. I haven't done it yet, but I think that they'll look great if you get some aluminum polish, like some Mothers or just any kind of aluminum polish, and give them a buff and polish, and they'll really, really shine at that point. I plan on doing that. I'd like to make a couple extra for us to have around here. I'm going to make a few extra. I want to give away to a few of my friends as well. We're going to play with the logo, put a different logo on some of them, and make a few for my friends while I got the program running. But a couple that we have for us, I'd like to polish them and see how they really come out like that. So we'll take you in there to the office, and we'll see how effective these guys actually work. I just want to give you a couple examples on how effective these little feet work on different surfaces. So we have this wooden table here that we put things on, and it's just a foyer table, wood top, and those feet add a lot of friction. Of course, if you push to the side, it's going to slide like that, but if you put any pressure on it at all, and if you push in the middle, it's not going nowhere. So wood surfaces, like that desk, look at that. It works really good there. We'll try it on the granite. Works really good on the granite too. Just showing you how effective the rubber works there on different surfaces. So that's pretty cool. And there's the cover my granite back up here. here's the two mess ups. This is the ones that we, you know, cut the 1/2-inch channel in, and I may just end up using this over here on my desk. Here's a couple that I've used for a long time that were given to me. This works really good, and I got the Hercules one too, but I think I might just leave one right there. Look at that. Works pretty good. So I'll take the mess up. Abby, she might want the other one too, or we could. I was gonna say we could put it in the display there, but if you want it, you can put it on your desk. New coaster for the desk. Well, we've got all of our coasters completed now. Got them all cleaned. We got the rubber feet on there, and these guys are ready to go to IMTS. We're gonna get these all wrapped up, boxed up nice and tight, and we're gonna ship them up there to Master Fluid Solutions, and they're gonna have these guys in their booth at IMTS. And if you want one of these, you're gonna have to come by during the meet and greet. We'll have the date and time on the screen there so you guys will know. And we've got 50 of these to hand out. So if you're one of the first 50 to show up to the meet and greet, you're gonna be able to take you home one of these coasters right here. So this has been a pretty good project. This has been fun. Even something as simple as just machining a square coaster provides a lot of training for me. You know, as we step back over here to the machine, this is the first time that I've been machining a total of 8 work pieces at one time. It was the first time that I got to use some true modeling in my CAD and CAM in Fusion. So that was really cool with the help of my buddy Kevin. He's always training me whenever I need to learn some new stuff. So big thanks to him for helping me setting up the models properly in Fusion. And I just have a lot of fun. Our Miltronics always does a fantastic job of machining our parts. And I'm just excited for our collaboration here with Master Fluid Solutions. So we're gonna wrap this up, and we hope to see you guys there at IMTS. We're gonna have a few meet and greets, and we're gonna be sharing that so everybody will know. But if you have a chance, come on by Master Fluid Solutions and pick you up one of these limited edition coasters. All right, we'll see you then.
Did you make an extra one for me?
I did. I have a mess up in there on the table. You can have that one.
I don't want that one. I want a good one.
You want a good one? Maybe one of these will be a good one here. We're gonna do a couple for us with just the A-Bomb logo on for the shop here. How about that?
Thank you.
One of these work?
Yes.
Okay.